Hello everyone, Lisa Kester here with Wild Acorns Art Studio. It is November 16th and I thought I would do a video on painting. I've been painting some mugs. I have a small art show coming up at one of our local country clubs, like a fashion holiday show thing. And so this is the one I'm painting today. That was really cute. It's, kind of my typical thing. Here's some other ones I've been painting, and these haven't been fired yet. I'm going to dip these in a zinc-free clear glaze, cone 5. I think it's 5/6. I like the Mako. My favorite is the Amaco HF9 zinc-free clear. I've never had it cloud up, and Makos I haven't either, really. But I have the dipping glaze right now, but I do love the Amaco HF9's brush on too. So anyway, so these are going to get dipped in clear, then it'll be fired, and I will do a kiln opening. But I've been firing some of this stuff at where I work now. It's been a little bit easier for me, so I'll have to, when I do a kiln opening there, it won't be all my stuff, it'll be some other people's stuff too, but you'll get to see, a whole bunch of stuff. But you'll see this, and I'll probably fire these, well, probably next week, because my show's in 2 weeks. So anyway, so this one will be clear on the inside, and it's just, oops, got a little flower in there. But the color should be pretty much what you see here. And then I did this one here. This is kind of just one of my doodle mugs. But since they're Amaco velvet underglazes, pretty much what you see is, it'll just be a little bit, sorry, it'll be just a little bit darker and a little bit brighter and shinier, of course. I don't know if I like the leaf. I try to do like a kind of a funky leaf there, but I don't know. I don't know if I really like that leaf, but I like the little fishy in there, and of course I stuck that little rose in there. And what I did was I just kind of, what I've been doing with my paintings is just putting a bunch of color on there and trying to figure out, what works. So that should fire really cute. That's just plain white on the inside. Like I said, this is the one we're doing today. Pretty typical. And then this one I did, and I don't know how this is going to turn out. This was just, I don't know. I would just slop it on underglaze, and I just kind of wanted to see how it fires. It's kind of like a little experiment. Looks kind of pretty though. So, but I didn't put any underline on it because I didn't know where to go with it. There's just so much color on there, so we'll see. We'll see how that turns out. But I'll show you what those look like. And so let me lower you down. Oh my gosh! I just looked at my kitty cats. Wait till you see this. They're in there together. Millie's in the back. She's giving Molly a bath. Molly's. Oh my goodness sakes. Look at that face. She's just like, that's my backyard. So I'm right here in the back of the house. You can kind of see, I don't have a big backyard. It's weird. We have almost an acre, but we're on a bend, and so like our lot is kind of narrow and long. So, but oh my gosh, look at that face. Oh my goodness sakes. Let's see if I can, all right, let's see if I can lower this down without the phone falling off. I'm trying to figure out, oh, the light just, let me see if I can't. There we go. All right, I hate to take it off the little kitty cats. What a face, goodness sakes. They're scrunched in there together. Okay, so here's the mug I'm doing. I guess too close. I guess you're really close, aren't you? And here are my glazes. These are some ones that I mixed up in a tray. So I've been kind of spraying them to keep them moist. And then here's all my Amaco Velvet Underglazes that I've poured into little containers here. And they really don't dry out too much. Like I said, before I close the lid, this is just a 24 count bead box. I think it's 24. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times 3 is 15, 16, really 17, I guess. It's just a bead box. And I just spray them with a little bit of water before I close it up. And when I opened it up this time, they each needed a little bit of water, but not much. The avocado green is the one, and the chartreuse is the two that I've been having problems with Amaco. And they were watery when I bought them, and they're still watery after sitting on the shelf for a month. So I've heard they've changed formulas, so kind of hoping that's the case. When I went out there to my local clay supplier the last time, I did not get the avocado green. I think they were out of it anyway, but I do love the avocado green, but I don't like it all runny. I mean, it was so runny, you had to put on like 5 coats to get it to, you know, be opaque. So let's go ahead and I'm going to put this blue on first. And this blue is just a bunch of different colors mixed together. Trying to figure out an easy way to do this. Let's see. There's my Amaco Velvet Underglazes. This is what it is. And you know, as expensive as these things are, my gosh, if they're half water, that makes it even worse. I bought 4 jars, and I think my bill, I might have bought 5. My bill was over $200, just, you know. So I'm going to spray a little more in here because this has been sitting for a couple days. I've been so busy. I moved my studio around a little bit. I moved it closer to the window so if you guys, you know, of course now you really can't see out anyway, but I thought it might be distracting to look at all that shelf full of junk. But yeah, I've been so busy lately. I keep trying to do a video, and then oh, I don't know, stuff keeps coming up. So as you probably know if you follow me, is I did a sale here at my house last weekend, last Saturday to be exact, and it went really well. We had beautiful weather, and a lot of people showed up, and I sold a lot of pottery. So that was so nice, and I just appreciate so much people coming out. I was marking stuff down. I mean, you know, I just feel like if you're taking time out of your day to come to my house to buy my pottery, that just, you know, that means the world to me. And so, yeah, I was marking stuff down like crazy. But I didn't care. I still have a lot of pottery. Even I did really well, and I still have so much pottery. And I just don't do the shows like I used to. Sorry, I'm trying to generate this a little bit. So, yeah, people were very, very generous, and I made some white chicken chili, which people kept asking for the recipe of. It was so good, and it's so easy to make. I love this white chicken chili. I've kind of, I got it off of someone my son knows, and I've had it for years, and every time I make it, I tweak it a little bit, try to add a little more flavor, and yeah, and so it was really good. I ended up printing out some recipes of it for people, because everybody loved it. We went through. I had a whole big crock pot of it, and people were loving it. And we had iced tea and apple cider, and my friend who I sold with, Maureen Bourne, she does beautiful artwork. She made cookies, and so we fed people well. The parking was worked out okay. I live kind of on a busy road with no parking, and I have a big yard, but not. It's hard to park cars in it, kind of. So, but we worked it out. People drove through the grass. We parked in the grass, and I mean, one lady was like, "I can drive in your yard." I'm like, "Well, sure." We drive through the yard all the time. I guess we're hillbillies. Well, we have a ATV, and we drive that around all the time through the yard. So, we're not one of those people with a pristine yard and worried about running over something. So, but yeah, so the sale went really well. I'm trying to get some more of this off. Sorry, it's a little more dry than what I thought. But underglaze, it can dry out, and you can just re-saturate it, and it doesn't go bad. I think if it froze, it would. I heard people say that. I'm not sure if they were really referring to a regular glaze or underglazes, because underglazes are really just basically clay and pigment. So I think actually it's pretty good coverage. Like I said, it was kind of dry, so it went on kind of thick. Usually I apply 3 coats, but this looks like it's pretty good coverage. There we go. There we go. Get that in there. Oh. And then, let's write this on. So anyway, so the sale went well. It's so nice to be able to do it from your home. I'm still trying to figure if I can, I want to sell the horse trailer. If you know anybody who wants to buy my horse trailer. It's so cute. I have it all set up as a little retail shop. I have a video on my YouTube channel here if you want to take a look at it. All the racks come with it, except for a few freestanding ones. And I'll probably sell it for around, I'm hoping around $4,500. Put a lot of paint on. Of course, it probably did. Well, it might need another paint job, but it looks good. I mean, and not that the paint's peeling off or anything, but people probably want to put their own paint color on there. Mine kind of matches my color theme. So I'm trying. I don't know why I'm trying to get this off of here. I'm gonna paint over it anyway. I'm talking and not paying attention to what I'm doing. Now I gotta cover up that spot. I do have some thick spots, which I'll probably. Oh, we go. So there are some thick spots here, and I don't want those on there. If you have thick spots, they can stick up through the clear glaze when you clear glaze them, and then when you fire them, you'll see a dry spot because your glaze wasn't even. Because these don't melt like regular glazes, like commercial. Like regular glazes, they don't melt, so if it sticks up, it's going to stay sticking up. I just need a little bit more here. It's being stubborn. I guess that's good enough. Okay. I'll let that go for now. I'll spray it a little bit in case I need a little bit more. All right. I think I'm gonna leave the inside white. So let me clean out. I got a few drops in here, and you should rinse your pottery off before you glaze it. I don't know about your kiln, but mine, it's dusty when it comes out. There we go. So yeah, so much I have been really, I don't know, trying to do a bunch of new things. I'm going to close down my Etsy shop, and I've started a new website with Wix, Wix.com, and it is called Wild Acorn. There's no S after acorn, they wouldn't let me. Wild Acorn Art Studio. I think either way it might come up, but it's wildacornartstudio.com. And the reason I'm doing that is Etsy keeps putting all these restrictions and stuff. They're taking more and more of your money. So, and plus I don't like the fact with the Etsy, if you have a huge following, it doesn't really matter. But when you are, trying to do like a YouTube channel like I am, or in your advertising and you're going to shows and throwing out flyers and things like that, and then you've got Etsy, every time you lead someone to your channel, they show it to not to your person that you've led there, your buyer, your follower. They show it to 20 other vendors. So you're doing all the work to draw people to your shop, and they're leading them to 20 other people's shops. So I don't like that. So I've got some of this left over, this green here that I made for one of my other cups. So I'm going to put this on the handle because I don't have any more of the blue to put on the handle. So I'm going to stir this up a little bit. This is a little thick too. So, so setting up this Wix site, it was rather expensive, I will say. I went with a premium plan, and I really don't think you have to do that. I think I spent probably more money than what I should have. They don't tell you much. They take your money before they really tell you all about the site and what they really offer. They were talking about, let me turn this heater off. I got a heater on back here. Yeah, I get an annoying. You can hear me better probably now. So it has on there, if you look at the Wix.com site, how many collaborators you can have. So my thoughts were that was how many people from Wix who was going to help me set this site up. Well, that's not the case. That is how many people you can add on as basically administrators. Well, I don't have any other administrators, so I didn't really need that. Now, you do have to make sure the one you sign up for has a checkout where you can actually buy stuff off your site. It's really frustrating because it's all kind of a scam. Like once you opt in and you pay your money, then they have all these apps they want you to download and pay for to upgrade your site even more. For what I paid, I think I paid like $400. I think I signed up for I think it was just 1 year. You get a discount if you sign up for 2 or 3, but since I didn't get much information up front, I was very hesitant to do that. Now, if I like Wix, I may do that next year, but I'm leaning towards going back to Shopify next year, because with Shopify, you get your domain name, you pay for it, it's yours. With Wix, they give you a free domain name. You can pick your domain name, basically your URL, to get to the site, but they own it. So if I leave them next year, I don't get to take that with me. But if I delete that website, it should become available and I can buy it through Shopify. But Shopify and Wix, Shopify was actually even a little bit more expensive. Make sure I'm in the camera here, Lisa. I'm just chatting away and not paying attention to where the cup is. With Shopify, they're both pretty basic storefronts. There's nothing, I don't think, there's nothing real fancy, and I don't think either one is really very user-friendly, unless you really know the lingo, you know, and all that, which I do a little bit. I kind of like fooling with that kind of stuff. I'm not very good at it, but I'm willing to, you know, work and figure it out and read things to figure it out. So I just figured it out pretty much, but it's still ongoing. And so when you set it up, I should probably do a whole nother video on this. But you know, watching someone paint is like watching haircuts, isn't it? So I thought if I have tell you about my setting up my website, it might be more interesting. So this is about 3 coats because it's going on fairly thick. So I'm not exactly sure how these will fire because I custom made these colors. I hope they stay the colors they are. That's usually what Amaco does. They're pretty reliable. Like I said, what you see is what you get. And if you spray them with water like this, then you can kind of basically see what it's going to look like. Just but a hair darker. Okay, so now I got to wait for that to dry. Let me rinse my brush out here. But yeah, so I have, it is a long haul work on this website, and I hope you guys check it out. Let me know what you think. They shut it down I didn't have it open more than you have to do a test sale where you have to buy something from your website for $1, and then they make sure the funds go to the correct place. You have to verify your bank account and all that. That's kind of scary, putting all that out on the web. But I didn't have any problems with that. But then they shut my website down. They said it was suspicious activity. And I think really all it was me forget my password and trying to get in there a few times. So they shut it down for like 4 days until we figured out what was going on. But yeah, don't forget your password. I'm going to put some avocado green in here. Oops, geez, I'm throwing paintbrushes. There we go. Let's get some avocado green. There we go. And I'm going to put a little chartreuse. I paint, you know, with these underglazes just like I would with acrylics or watercolor. There we go. So let's see here. But yeah, so I did have some hiccups with my site, some frustrations, and And now I think now they even came back and said something else, but anyway, I'm working on that, and so that's what I've been busy doing. That just, what I try to do is work on it when I'm sitting in front of the television. Like, instead of just sitting there watching television, I try to do two things at one time, which probably is why it takes me longer when I'm doing it. But so I'm still working on that. That's it's just tedious time to add the photos. The photos have been, I think, one of the hardest things. I took all these photos, and then when I uploaded them, they cut half of them off, and I really don't know why they did that. So then I redid the photos, took them all again further away so that they weren't cut off, and now they look too far away, and you can't really, you can you can zoom in and see them closer, but I definitely need some more work on photos. My son takes really good photos, so I may get him to take some photos, come over one day and take some better ones. Okay, so this avocado green, I try to go put my first coat on, and then I try to just kind of go back and cover up what I did so I can add another coat. Because avocado green is one of those colors that can burn brown if you got an itch. It can burn brown if it doesn't go on thick enough. I've had that happen. If I was doing this on dark clay, I'd add white first and then go over that with the avocado green. Don't get the ultra white though from Amaco. The ultra white, and there's another one it's like ultra white, or it's like an extra white or something. It can bubble on dark clays, and I've talked about this before and on Clay Buddies and things, and apparently a lot of people have had that problem. I don't know why. Those dark clays have a lot of gases in them, a little more organic gases that burn off, and I guess when the kiln's firing, they if the glaze is so thick, the gases can't get out and they make it bubble. That's about as much as I can kind of figure out. So this chartreuse is watery too. It just drives me crazy, but so I'm going to have to just put it on here, let it dry, and then just keep going over it. Sometimes if you add a little bit of white glaze, a little bit of white underglaze to the other underglaze, it'll make it more opaque. The only problem is then it kind of lightens it up, but it does help lose some of that transparency. And then since these have been sitting for a while, there's some oolites. You guys know what oolites are? OOLITES. They are, I'm not sure exactly what they are, like chemically, if it's calcium or some type of a mineral building up in the glaze, but you can see one here. Can you see that? It's a perfectly round little ball. That's called an oolite, and some glazes form those. I'm not sure what ingredient is that forms them, but they're just perfectly little round, almost looks like a little bead. I don't know if you can, oh, I can't keep it in my hand. Can you see? Let's see, can you see that? That's an oolite. Anyway, you don't want those to go in the kiln because they will not melt. So I think I am going to add a little bit of white to this, just because I want another layer of color here. Get some of this white. Now this white is just plain old white. And I don't buy the ultra white anymore because, like I said, that's what I had problems with on the 266 standard. Oh no, I think it's Laguna 266, sorry. It's been so long since I used it. I can't remember. It's a beautiful clay, that dark clay. A lot of places make it now. But you can't really fire that. You gotta be careful. You can't fire it above a cone 5, 5.5. It starts to bloat if it gets too hot. And again, that's has something to do with this organic off-gassing that tries to bubble through and can't get through. And well, the bloating is inside the clay. That's within the clay. I hope this fire's a little darker than what it's showing. You can add a little black to your green, or if you want it to darken it up, but it's just kind of hard to tell until you fire it. So there you go. So I hope I have enough colors here that when it's fired, it's not one color. I like when I can mix the colors. Let's rinse that off good. Now, let's see. I think I'm going to do these. These are orange. These are 3 colors. These are orange, pink, and yellow. Not really pink. Orange, light orange, and yellow. I don't think I added any pink to this, but I think maybe I'll do the same thing. Let's see here. So this is another new orange I just bought. It's called Real Orange. It was a little bit less expensive than the bright orange. The bright orange was like $63, I think, for a pint. That's like this yellow here. I think this is intense yellow. That's like $63 a pint too. And even clays have gone up so high. Gosh, the dark clay, when I started buying that 266, it was, I think it was around $28, $30. Now at our local clay supplier, it's $55 a 50-pound box. I think that's crazy. crazy. And I really like, when I sell my potter, I have not raised my prices, but I'm sure a lot of people have. I mean, you just have to. Let's see. So I got that yellow, and I'm tempted to add just a touch of red. Let's get a little bit of this red. There we go. Now I don't want to mix these all the way up. I want the colors to kind of stay separated. I got to be careful here. Let me get that out of there. All right, let me add a little bit of yellow here, a little bit of intense yellow. Okay, I probably got way more than I need now. So what I'll do is, let's see if you can see. Let me show you the girls real quick. You can, for those of you who don't follow me, Look at the faces over here. They are both squished in that box. Isn't that pathetic? This is Molly. She's got the white nose. And that's Millie. She was the one we got her from the SPCA. She was really skittish, and I had to grab her out of the cage, and she's getting much better though. Much better. Okay, so now, let me get the lights off of here. Here's another one. There's one. I gotta make sure like I said, you don't want any big raised spots. Because when I dip this in the clear, I don't want them to come through. So you might want to just take your finger and go over there and get rid of those. Let's see here. Let's see. Yeah, those look pretty good. I might go back and add a touch of yellow. Although there is some yellow in there, and some of this isn't that intense yellow, so just add a bunch of dots. You really can't go wrong with this. This is like one of his Bob Ross paintings. Does anybody watch him still? I love to watch him at night. He's on channel 48 at the local public station. It's called Create channel, I think. Create. And he's on like 11:30 at night. I love watching him. He's not always on this. Sometimes they have the cooking show on, and then I watch his cooking shows, and that makes me hungry. I hate that. I get so hungry. It'll be like 11:30 at night, and I have been known to go into the refrigerator because I get so hungry, which is not good for you, right? Eating that late at night. Okay, so that looks pretty good, I think. Huh? You don't want them all high, you don't want them all low. You just, you want them kind of... I probably got way too many now. That's what happens when you try to talk and paint. So with this paint I have left over here, since I'm done, I will mix this up and I'll just put it right back in one of those orange containers here. That won't bother me a bit, because I am not wasting that glaze. It costs too much money. I've just put that back in there. Look at that. Maybe I'll put a little bit in this one and a little bit in this one. You'll never know. There we go. Okay, and I might actually put this one right back in here. So it looks like this was probably plain turquoise now that I look. That's what goes in this slot here. This light blue is a turquoise. So I don't know, I may have mixed it with something, but maybe not. I can't remember. All right, let's set that over there. I'm kind of waiting for this to dry a little bit because I want to outline it now. By the way, you can buy these on Amazon. So, or I mean, you can buy them at your local. I get them here at Hobby Lobby too, and they're cheap. They're much cheaper at Hobby Lobby than they are on Amazon. Oh, there goes Molly. Molly got out. I guess she was getting cramped. Whoops. And there's Millie. I'm gonna take a drink. I'm hoping this will dry real quick. It needs to be dry for me to do my doodling on it. Taking a drink of my Diet Coke from Gold Star. I had some Gold Star chili today for lunch. Hi, Millie. Yeah, and Charlie, he's under the table. I have to take my camera off though to show you him. And I got my hair chopped off, and I got new glasses, and like a whole different person. Like you really care. Well, I mean, people care. People care, but not like it's a big deal, right? So I'm going to try to take my finger and smush these down a little bit because they're kind of thick in the center, and that's why they're not drying. I've got a blow dryer that I use when I'm painting with acrylics, so I could use that. Let's see here. I hate to mess up some of my color here, but I need this to dry. So yeah, if you have any questions about the Wix website, let me know. I said I'm gonna work on uploading better photographs and uploading some of my stained glass. I have been selling some of it, so that's good. And I'm working on, I think I've told you this before, but I don't know if you remember, if you've been, excuse me, if you've been following me for a while, I made ceramic frames and then I put stained glass inside. But I bought a bunch of high fire wire and it broke off in the kiln. So I think I got a bad batch or something. If any of you guys, let me get my, where's my, oh, here it is, my little applicator jar. This is a Zion Tools. But if any of you had problems with your, I lost my train of thought. Now, what the heck was I talking about? Not terrible. Anyway, well, if this was live, you could remind me. But anyway, so I got the Xime XIEM applicator bottle. This is the number 20 tip. And this is jet black Amaco velvet underglaze. So, but yeah, I had a blow dryer to blow dry this, but it's kind of loud. I was, oh, look at, see that darn, I wonder if I got any on the bottom of this. No. That's the only problem when you're painting the bottom. You gotta be really careful you don't get anything else on there, because when you go to wipe it off, you're rubbing off all your glaze. But I've had problems with the gums, Amaco's gum solution. Have any of you guys had problems with the Amaco gum solution? Because I've been using it for years, and it's ruined a lot of my glazes because it just makes it so runny, and I've never had that happen before. So I wonder if you guys had any issues with that. I think what I'm going to do is turn this over. Oh. Let me add a little more back to that. hopefully this will be dry. Oh, wrong. Oh, shoot. That is the wrong color. Well, let me see if... maybe I have enough just to add a little bit. All right, let's move that over there. All right, well, let's give this a whirl. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the flowers first. And when you're, I do not, I'm not going to Bisqueware this before I put the clear on it. And I am painting on Bisqueware. This is Bisqueware. This is not greenware. I do not like painting on greenware because you could be doing all that painting and then it cracks or something in the kiln and then you've wasted all that time. Plus, if you try to wipe something off, you're wiping off your glaze, and you also have to be careful about how much water you're adding to greenware. I had a big bowl that I was doing a design on. It was greenware, and and the bowl, the rim cracked because I added too much. Gosh darn it, this keeps clogging up. It got too much moisture near the rim, which just caused uneven drying, and parts of it swelled up and parts of it didn't, and so it cracked. So when I do this, I'm laying it sideways because I do not want to dig into this underglaze. That's, oh shoot, that's not, there we go. Oh, for crying out loud. Lisa, I think that'll be okay. I'll clean it up with a little brush later. Oh, goodness. This applicator bottle's getting empty. I think that's why it's acting up on me. But anyway, so keep it sideways so you're not digging into the underglaze. And I have to keep sticking the little pin in here to get it unclogged. I know a lot of people use those airbrush guns with little tips on them, and they do this with an air gun thing, but I've never used that before, and it seems like it would come out. Oh, this is still clogged. Seems like it would come out too fast. We're supposed to go to a little party tonight, outdoor party. I'm hoping it doesn't get too cold. It's going to be in the 60s all this week for us, and then Thursday, supposed to be like a high of 47 here, and might have some snow flurries. So I'm actually kind of excited about that. I kind of like snow. Just a little bit of it, you know. I don't like when it gets old and it gets all dirty. Now this is hard with this handle on here. I think I'm going to go this way. So I try to follow the paint lines a little bit. loosely. I like mine to stay kind of, you know, whimsical, kind of fun. Seems like every time I get my winter clothes out, it goes back up to 70 degrees, and then I have to go find my shorts. I got my overalls on today, which are like shorts. I think I'm going to the party just like this. What I started to say earlier was about the school bus. I think I'm going to try to get a school bus. My family thinks I'm crazy. But I think it'd be so much fun to take to art shows. So much easier to park. I know the expense is higher. That's what they keep telling me. But so that's why I want to sell my trailer, and so I can buy a school bus. School bus is a lot more expensive, but if you guys know any deals anywhere, I'm looking for a short school bus, I think. I don't think I could drive one of those big ones. I'd be running over people. Oh, it keeps clogging up. That is the downside to glazing on Bisqueware. Right over the top of your underglaze designs. Ouch. That went right up my fingernail. That is the downside because it does constantly clog up. You can't see my little thing, but this is what I do. I have one of these. I just keep squeezing it out. So I lose, you know, I lose a lot of black underglaze by doing that, but it helps keep the tip clean. Oh, clogged up again. So are you guys doing a bunch of fall shows? This is the time of year, isn't it? If you're going to sell anything, now is the time. I think the fall shows, goodness sakes, this just is not, I must have clumps inside here. Sometimes if it does this, and it really is bad, I will dump this all out, and I will run it through an 80 mesh screen, because you'll be constantly fighting those. You could have oolites, you know, in here. This is not, let's see. Yeah, this is not working very well today. It must be some kind of a clog. Let me put this in here and shake it up real good and see if I can finish this video. I hope it doesn't go all over me. Oh, I didn't put little dots on that one. Let's see if I can't get this puppy working. I didn't even have to do the dots. Gosh, this won't even come out. Maybe I need a longer pin. I've never had it stick this bad. But it was sitting for a while. I don't empty this out in between uses, which maybe I should if it's going to be a long term. But Yeah, it's just not, I don't know what is going on. I might have a, let me stick this in the water. Sometimes I just blow on the end of it. Then I get black all in my mouth. The air's coming through. I can hear it come through, so so it's not in the tip. The tip is good. So it must be I must have a oolite or something in here. So I'm not gonna, I'll try it one more time and see if that worked. If not, I will have to dump it all out and yeah, it's not working very well. So I must, man, well, yeah, it must be in the underglaze inside here. I think I have a, I don't know if I took it to work with me. Well, I'll have to hunt for it. I don't know what I did with it. I got my pretzels back here, and let's see if I can't find it real quick. I'll show it to you. Oh, here it is. I found it. So I'll show you real quick what I do. If you feel like, what time am I on? 57 minutes? Let's see. We find a bowl. It's got something in it. Oh, here we go. I don't know what I saved this for, but the tuna can. So here's what I do. If you feel like watching, I'm going to stick my pin in there, take the tip off. I'm going to slip the tip in the water here real quick again. Move your pottery pieces away so you don't get them all gooked up. And I'm going to blow through here to, see, I can't get through that side. Probably black all over my lips. I don't think it's in the tip though. Do you guys ever have problems with these? I really don't have very many problems. But it doesn't sound like it's coming through now. It was before. Oh, there it goes. Oh, I bet I have black on my lips, do I? Okay, so we'll set that aside because I think that's okay. And then take this, dump it into this mesh. You see that? You can get these at Clayscapes. I think it's Clayscapes Pottery. Let's see, there's not a whole lot of, doesn't really look like there's a whole lot of stuff in there. And I'm going to suck up some water in here. And then dump it back out. And hopefully whatever was in there is gone. There we go. Get that all nice and clean. I think what I'm going to do too is add, so when you're mixing up this stuff to add, I don't have much left. Uh-oh. It's the jet black. You add just a little bit of water. Now, the easy way to put this back in here is a syringe, but now I'm looking at, oh, I have some. problem with organizing is that you can never find anything once you organize. Well, so the easy way to put the underglaze back in there is with a syringe. And I've got some somewhere, but I don't have time now to look for them. Someone brought in a whole bunch of these for a pottery class. So I added a little bit of water to this already in the jar. So I am going to see, and I'm going to push this through this mesh, this strainer. And there are some oolites in there, so I think that was the problem. There's grains and oolites and letting it sit too long. So that should be pretty good to go. Now to get it back in here, I'm going to take this can. This isn't the best way to do it, but I have done it this way before. You just squeeze this all the way down like that. Put it inside there. And there you go. It's full up. It looks like I got a little. I'm squeezing this gently because I think I have a little more room for some more. There we go. I think that's good enough. Okay. Yeah, there was some that's a big oolite in there. Okay, now put the lid back on. Say a Hail Mary. What a mess. What a mess, Lisa. So I'm going to put the pin back in here. If I can see, I should be able to see my new glasses. Put the pin back and then I'm going to stick it in the water here. I'm going to give it a little bath. Get it cleaned up a little bit here for company. Then, here we go. Look at that. Like a shiny new little baby. All right. Let's get this show on the road. I've got Charlie sleeping on my feet underneath the table. He is 8 months now. And he is probably, I'd say he's got to be 70 pounds. 70 pounds at 8 months. He is huge. We knew he was going to get big, but I'm not so sure we understood about a big, giant puppy. All right. Oh, my gosh, it's not. Oh, my goodness sakes, it's not working. Well, if I can't get this to work, then I'll just have to let you guys go, and so I can curse at it. That is so weird. I know there's nothing in here. Isn't that bizarre? Try one more time. There's something inside there, and oh, goodness sakes. I need a longer pin, I guess. There's something, probably an oolite wedged up in there, but I can hear the air go through. I don't know what the heck is going on here. I'm starting to get frustrated now. But anyway, well, you guys get the general idea. There, oh my goodness sakes, I think it works. I think it's working. Okay. How many people did I lose by now? Oh, it's working. It's working. There we go. Look at that. It's a miracle. Well, no, it doesn't want to work now. Oh, goodness sakes. I don't know what the heck is going on here, but I wish I hadn't started doing the dots. I do like dots though. I'm going to put them on that other one too. If I can get this working better. It is working now. Took a lot of coaxing, but okay. There we go. I think that is done. So there it is. So like I said, when I get this fired, I'm gonna wait till this dries, and I'm going to dip it in, like I said, Amaco HF9 zinc-free clear. You don't want the zinc in it because it can affect some colors. So zinc-free clear, I'm going to dip it in there. I'm not going to fire it first. I'm going to dip it in, and then I'm going to fire it to cone about 5.5. And then I will take a picture, and I will update this video within about a week. So today is November 16th. So by next week, one day, probably the 23rd maybe. If you're watching this video after that date, you'll probably see the new picture on the front of the video. But anyway, so that's how it turned out. And like I said, this is pretty much how it'll look. It might be a hair darker and glossy, of course. I do put a gloss on there. So there's my handle. And that's how it turns out. So I thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this silly video, please hit like and subscribe. I appreciate it. And share. And it helps my channel. And then if you get a chance, check out my Wix. It's wildacornartstudio.com. My new Wix thing. That's got all my paintings on there. There's not a whole lot of pottery on there yet. Got my paintings on there and stuff, and I'm working on it. So let me know your feedback. Alrighty, thanks so much. Have a great day.